Hello, in this video I want to show you how to create a folded plate surface, which might be like a folded plate surface with on a flat plane like this, or how to create a folded plate dome like this, or a folded plate vault. So there are many different ways to create these folded plate surfaces, and I will try to discuss a couple of them. Let's first get started from the very basic part of it, which is actually creating the folded plate surface. Let me turn off all of these examples. Okay. First of all, what I'm going to do is creating a rectangle. So I will type rectangle, and to create a rectangle, I need to define a plane. I define it as XY plane. I'll turn it off. And then also I should give an XY coordinate as like the dimensions in the first and the second direction. I define sliders from 1 to 10. And what I'm going to do is going with floating numbers with 1 decimal place value. And I can copy this slider and also connect it to the Y component. And with the plane and XY, I can create a rectangle. I don't need to define any fillet radius to like fillet the curvature. So here is how we can change the dimension of that rectangle. In the next step, what I'm going to do is copy another rectangle on the top. So for copying online the Rhino that you can like exactly copy a curve, you should move it. So for moving, I need to connect that base geometry that I want to move, and also define a vector. You can define the vector in different ways. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say vector XYZ. Vector XYZ. So by giving XYZ coordinates, I'm going to move the rectangle to a higher level. So, well, let's say, let's create a slider from, for example, 1 to, from 0 to 1. And again, I define as floating number with 1 decimal place. And I'm going to connect that to the X coordinate of the vector. And then also I'm going to copy that slider to connect it to the Y and Z. For Z, I'm gonna like increase that maximum value to 2, for example. Okay, and now this is the vector that I can connect to this moving box. And you see, as I move, as I increase the XY coordinates, I can play around with the position of the moved rectangle. Now what I want to do is to find the center point of like this top rectangle and connect that center point to the vertices of the bottom rectangle to create the preliminary module of a folded plate system. To find the center point, there is a component which says area. The area component let you get the number, the actual area of the geometry that you want to analyze, and also its center point. So now what I'm going to do is going to deconstruct the BREP I created. Deconstruct. To deconstruct the BREP. So the BREP here, like the boundary that I'm going to analyze is this rectangle. Now by deconstruct the BREP, I can analyze faces, get the edges, and the vertices. Now, let me turn off this rectangle. Now I have a series of vertices and also the geometry that I can draw a line. I can make series of lines. Oh, sorry, I connected the area, the center point to all the 4 vertices that I have. Okay, so there we are. Now I want to create a surface between all these edges. To create a surface, I key in edge, edge, surface. So by giving the edges, we can create a surface. So here is the first set of lines, and the second set is, the edge. Sorry, I connected the vertices. Okay, there we go. So here I have 4 surfaces created here. Now let me turn off all these previews. There we are. Now we have our primitive module of a folded plate dome. And by moving around this point, I can play around with this fold. Something that I can do is I can even make that spectrum, that interval, to -0.5 to 1, or even -1 to 1. So that allows me to play around with this point as much as possible. Okay. So this is the first step, and I'm going to group them and name the group and say folded plate module. And also I can give it a color. There we go. Then the next step is to create a surface. In order to create a flat surface out of a series of folded plates, I can just simply do a rectangle array. So I need to key in array, and among all different types of arrays, I pick the rectangle array. This is the geometry that I would like to replicate. Here it says the rectangle array cell. So here I have that rectangle already here. I connected here. And then the number of replications. Now I can say from 1 to 40. And connect it here. And make a copy of that, connect it to Y, and there we go. So here is how we can create a folded plate slab, let's say.